this video is a request from the podcast that me and Steve do every few weeks. On the last pod, as I record this, we discussed how I have got a slight obsession with wheel spins in Forza Horizon 6. And I said I'd do a short video on how we farm those wheel spins within Forza Horizon to help me unlock the rest of my garage for cars and work my way to 100% in Forza Horizon 6. So what we're going to do is quite simple, but it involves a certain tactics and working in a certain method to get these. So I'll show you how I do it. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to go into your cars. So first of all, you want to go and find a Subaru Impreza 22B STI version. Now, if you've not got that for any reason, if you go into the garage, so basically if you load into the car show section of Forza Horizon, so we'll just wait for that to load. Most people probably have got this car. It's a car that I think people buy quite early on. It's one of the Subarus that you quite often use in dirt races and off-road races because it's quite a cool car. But what you basically want to do is you want to go and buy this car. So if you've not got it, go into Auto Show, go down to Subaru, which will be down here, and then go across and buy this car, the Subaru Impreza 22B STI version. As you can see, I've already got it, so I won't buy it again. No point wasting credits. Once you've got it, if you go into your cars and then you get in it, if you're not already in it, go to upgrade and tuning, and then go all the way down to car mastery. Then what you want to do is unlock every achievement, every mastery that the car will let you do. First of all, this will give you some cool little XP boosts. This will give you, so if you come up here, this will give you a wheel spin update. But the one we're looking for is this one right here. We're looking for a multiplier of 9 because this is going to help us in the next step. So buy the car, get in the car, unlock the mastery, and then let's go back out to the main menu. So what we want to do now is we want to come back out to the main menu, and then what we want to do is go into the main menu of Forza Horizon. So let's go into the menu. What we want to do first of all, because this just makes it easier, is go into settings and then go into difficulty and then go into auto steer. So generally you've probably got it on standard. But if you go into auto steer, what this is going to allow you to do is going to allow you to just mind-numbingly, boringly just do the next section on repeat without actually having to look at the screen. We discussed on the pod that I actually do this on my ROG Ally X because what I could do is I could sort of have it on the side here while I'm sitting on the sofa watching some TV in the evening, and all I've got to do is basically accelerate, end the race, restart, accelerate, end the race, restart, and in about an hour to an hour and a half I'll get about 999 is the max skills, so you'll get 999 and then you can go out and do the next steps. So what we'll do is I'm already on auto steer, so we'll come out of that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go along to the Creative Hub and we're going to go into EventLab. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Play Challenges. When you're in Play Challenges, bring up the search box and go into the share code. And what you want to do is you want to type in the following share code. So 1034558 So again, that's on the screen for a little bit longer, but that's 103435586. So if you put that share code in, what you should come up is this new skill points farm, which as you can see has been played 2.7 million times, but only liked by 36,000 people. So people, if you do this, please like it. Go into this, and this will basically load you into a same car. It will be a Subaru 22B STI, not your one. And then what it will do is in front of you, it will basically give you 27 sections to get to the end of this assault course. I think it's probably what you can call it in the best way. And what this is going to do is by just literally ramming through this, it's going to give you 10 skill points. So, right, we're ready to go. So if we hit the accelerator and go, what you can see now at the top is we are racking up those points. and we have a ×1 multiplier at the moment. But as we go further and further down the track, you'll see that this multiplier will go up to a ×(x)9. So this is why we use the Subaru, because it allows us to get up to a ×9 bump. Then what happens is when you get to the end, just be careful, because sometimes even on auto steer like this was, you can actually get pushed off to the side or fail. So once you get to this point, you've got two options. You can continue or you can retry. Now, if we retry, what it's just simply going to do is load the track again. And then what you'll see right at the beginning of this is you'll see your 10 skill points pop up. Now, what I always do is I always do 1 or 2 of these to start, and I'll just check that this ×10 is popping up, because there's a few times I've done this where stupidly I've got into the wrong car or I've done something silly that hasn't worked. So what should happen is you should get the ×10 skill points pop up, but at the moment, for some reason, it's not done it. So let's just get to the end again and see what it does. So again, exactly the same. You've got 27 seconds. You're going to get to the end, and you're going to have an amount of points, and you're going to have a ×9 multiplier. Okay. So again, that brings us up to the section where we can say, do we wish to continue or do we want to retry? Let's retry that again and see if we can get the 10 to pop up. Okay, so as you can see there, we've had the ×10 pop up in front of us, so we know that that's registered the last ones we've done. Now let's just crash through this again, get to the end, we'll get another 10, but just bear in mind again, when you get to the end, if you fail, actually let's just fail. So normally it's A to carry on or B to retry. If you don't keep an eye on this end section, what can happen is if you fail it, it gives you the same options, but it's reversed. So A is retry, B is quit. So if you're constantly just going B to retry and you do it now, you're going to quit and go back out. So we're quit and go back out. Yep, we're going to like that. So now what this is going to have done is it's going to put some skill points in our tree, in our kitty, for us to go and use on the next section. So if we go into our menu, just let those last ones pop up. So if we go into our menu now, go to cars, and then you've got your skill points here. Now I had about 500 because I've been halfway through a bit of a grind, but we've now got 539 skill points. So the next section you could do this either way around. It doesn't really matter. If you've got a good amount of money, so I've got 2.7 million credits at the moment. So you can go and buy some cars that give you the wheel spins, or you can go and buy some cars that give you more credits. So I'll show you how to do both. So if we go into our wheel spins, we can see we've got 295 super wheel spins. So let's look at this one first. So what you want to do is you want to go into cars, and then you want to go buy new car or used car. What I'm going to do is just come out, because it's going to be quicker to go into the auto show now, because I'm at the house. I'm not going to have to fast travel, so it's going to be quicker for this video, although it still does take quite a time. Okay.
Welcome back.
So now we are in the main menus. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the auto show, and then we're going to search for a Mazda. So if we come all the way down to the bottom here, you've got a Mazda. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go along here to the Mad Mike Mazda. So click on this Mazda. Now, as I found with this car, you generally can't sell it on again once you've done this. No one really wants to buy them in the auction house. So the quickest way I found to buy the cars is just buy the standard colour. I've got a 5% discount because the houses I've bought. So let's buy that car for 95,000 credits. Once we've got that car, we're going to jump over to the car mastery side. So we'll just wait for this to load. This car is actually quite a good car. If you've not got it in your repertoire, it's quite a good car for drifting. You can find some really good share codes online to get this into a quite good drifting machine. So if, like me, you're having issues with doing drifting, this works quite well. Right, so what we're going to do now is go to cars, we're going to go to tuning and upgrades, and then we're going to come down to car mastery. And then within our car mastery, we don't want to unlock everything. what we want to do is we want to basically come up here to the instant super wheel spin. So if we come back down, we've got our first one, which is going to cost us 1 point. Come along to the second one, which is going to cost us again 1 point. Go up to the next one, which is going to take it up to 5 points. Up to the next one, which is going to take it up to 10 points. Up to the next one, which is going to take it up to 20 points. And up to the next one, which is going to take it up to 30 points. So this is basically now just given us a instant super wheel spin. Now, the good thing is it's not an instant one, so you don't have to redeem it now. You can collect it up. So if we basically come out of that now, if we go back, if we keep on going back, and we come back out to the main menus so we can see the main menu, go into the main menu, go over to My Horizon, you can see now we've gone up to 296 wheel spins. Obviously, don't forget that you do sometimes get some wheel spins in here as well. You can see all the cars that I've given away. Blimey, I gave away a lot of cars. So you can see you've got some wheel spins down here as well. So if we come back out, we can basically, if we want to, we can repeat that again. So we can go back into the house. Okay, so we can go back into the auto show. We could go and find another Mazda. We can come across the Mad Mike Mazda. Again, there's no point really picking a skin. I find it just takes longer to download. So we can buy that again at 95,000 credits. As I say, I've gifted or tried to auction these cars. Virtually never do anybody buy the Mad Mike car. The next car they do actually buy quite often. I would say about 30% of the time. So with the Mad Mike car, just put it in its stock livery. No point messing around. Again, down to tune in, go all the way down to car mastery. And again, what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30. That's going to give us our super wheel spin. So again, if we come all the way back out to the main screen again, we should hopefully now see that at 297 wheel spins. Now, I have had this a few occasions not give me wheel spins. I don't know why, but it is quite frustrating. So let's go to My Horizon, and you can see there we've got 297 wheel spins. But obviously, we've just bought 2 cars at 95,000 credits each. So our credit score has gone down. So I'm now at 2.57 million credits. So a good way to make these back up is by spending credits, you can make them back up again. So if we go back into the roadshow again, I do find all this actually loads a lot quicker on the ROG as well. So if you're using a PC, I'm on an Xbox at the moment. So if you're using a PC, I do find this is actually a bit quicker. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our auction or roadshow. What we're going to do is basically go back to manufacturer, but this time we're going to go down to Dodge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to buy a Dodge Viper GTS ACR. So if we click on that, now this car I do find does sometimes sell. So what I quite often do is I think you could buy 33 cars with 999 skill points. So quite often what I do is I just start at the top here and basically just start downloading one of each livery every time I go in and buy one. So as you can see at the moment, we're on 2.570320 credits. So 2,570,000 credits. If I go in and download this livery and buy this car for 64,600, obviously our credits have now gone down. So if my maths are right, they should have gone down to around about 2.4-ish. Okay, so come out of that. We don't need to do anything there now. So yeah, 2.505. Now, if we come across the cars, again, we go down to tuning and upgrade. We go down to car mastery. And then what you want to get to this one is you want to basically do the same as you've just done before. So what we want to do is go up to here. But what you can see is you get an instant 150,000 credits once we do this. So if you look up in the top right at the moment, I've got 2.505 million credits. If I come back down here we're going to buy that, which instantly gives us the 5,000 XP. And then we're going to go up, and it's going to cost us the same as it did before. It's going to cost us 30 credits or 30 skill points, which has now taken me back up to 2.655 million credits. So again, what you want to do is you want to unlock the Subaru. You want to go and farm some skills. So at the moment, you can see I've gone down to 449 skill points. Farm your skills, and then basically go in and buy the Dodge to get the extra credits and the Mad Mike to get the wheel spins. What I quite often do is I will just spend a whole load. I'll spend 999 credits on the Viper to get my actual credits back up, and I will spend the rest of the 999 skill points once I've refarmed on the Mad Mike. So again, I think it's about 33. So I'll do 33 Mad Mikes and then 33 Vipers, 33 Mad Mikes, 33 Vipers. Now, you can afterwards resell or gift these. So what I will do, it won't let me do it now because I've done quite a few just recently. But if you go into the auction, go to Dodge, so you can see here I've got a load here. Go into your Dodge Viper, basically go into auction, and then I usually set it at 10,000 credits and 50,000 credits, and then I mix it up. I'll do an hour, 3 hours, 6 hours. Again, I think you can only do 24 auctions a day. So once you've done your 24 auctions, I think within a 24-hour period, you'll probably get a screen like we're going to see in a minute, unless I'm outside of that. I can't remember what time I did it yesterday, where it won't let you auction them or it won't let you buy any in the auction. You're sort of limited to what you can do a day. There you go. So I've reached the maximum. Now, what you can do is you can go and find your barn find locations, and then you can gift cars through your barn find locations as well. So if you have any cars that you sort of want to get rid of, what you can do is if you come up here, if you go into the map filter, and then you go to barn finds, and then if we go and find one which is near a road, so if we go over here, go fast travel. Otherwise, if you don't do this, you'll find that you'll have a stupid amount of cars in your possession. So when you're actually going through looking at your cars, you'll find that you all of a sudden you've got like 99 Mazdas you basically can't get rid of. So if we drive up to a gift drop here, we can go send gift. If we come out there, let's go down to our Mazda because I've still got loads of those. We go along to our Mazda, click on that. Oh, I can't gift that car. That's weird. I've done those before. I'm sure I have. Okay, maybe can't do it with that one. So in that case, put them up for auction. When it doesn't sell, then fundamentally, I think it's because it's a DLC car. If you basically go, where are we? So if we go to our gift drop again, let's try the Dodge. I know I've done one of them in there before. Let's go to the Dodge. Let's go over here. There we go. So I can gift this. So to new players, give you a welcome, your gift, and then boom, it's gone. So with the Dodge Vipers, I would basically list them for auction because sometimes you'll get rid of some, sometimes you won't. Now, there are a few other cars, which if we go to the car festival site, there's another way you can do this. The car's a lot more expensive, but it does give you more, up front, and you can resell this on quite easily. So what you want to do is you want to go to Lamborghini and you want to go into Rivalto and then get in the Rivalto. Now, what you'll see with the Rivalto is if you go into upgrades and then you go down to car mastery, you'll notice that if you unlock this sort of like T section, so you, like before, you come up and you go across, but you'll notice up here that you get on this side, you get 3 wheel spins, and on this side, you get your instant wheel spin. So it does cost you 10 more, but you do get 3 wheel spins that side, and you do get a super wheel spin, which is technically 3 wheel spins. Now, the only downside to this is obviously it's a lot more to buy, um, but you can sort of like earn a bit more money out of selling them because they do sell. So if we go down to Lamborghini, what is that? 346,000 credits. If we go into the auction house, search auctions, search Lamborghini, and then find Revelto, and then we'll go down to confirm. So you can see at the moment they're in there starting off at about 78,000 credits. Most of those will probably go for, I don't know, 100 or 200,000 credits. If we sat here for long enough, we'll see that some of them will sell here. If we stay up the top here, we'll see that some of them will sell. So you will make back more money on the Revelto, but it will cost you more over time. So I've sort of like been doing the Dodge Viper Mad Mike way, because the Mad Mike one does cost you less. Although you can't resell it, it gives you a super wheel spin every do it. But if you've got more credits in the bank, you could do this one and you will get more credits back when you sell this car. Now, obviously, the other way, really, which you could do is with the cars that are already in your collection. So if we go to my collection, and then if we go search, if we go filter, if you go all the way down to the bottom, and what we want to do is we want to look at our Forza editions first. And then if we get in this M2 BMW, for instance, every car has a car mastery against it. So if you go into the cars you've already got, starting with the Forza editions, then legendary, then epic, what you may well find, and I've not actually looked at this one, I don't think, if you go into car mastery, you'll see here that up the top here we get an instant 250,000 credits, and we get a super wheel spin. So that was surprising. I wasn't going to expect that. And then we also get a super wheel spin here as well. So what you could do is you could basically go along here, up here. Let me work this out. And then you could go along here, and then you can go up across like that. I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it. So you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, so you've got 6, and then you've got 9, and then you've got 14, and then you've got 24, and then you've got 34. So actually, that's not a bad little one. I might actually do that while I'm here. It's going to cost you a little bit more, and obviously the car's going to cost you more, but if you go and do it in this route, I think is the cheapest route, then that's going to give us the instant wheel spin, and it's going to give us the instant wheel spin. And then if we look at credits, we then will bump our credits back up to 2.9. Now, obviously, the only disadvantage here is the Forza edition, I think, is only available via a wheel spin unlock. And then if you go into the auction shop, I think you will find that these are quite expensive. So this is a prime example of finding one that works for stuff that you've got in your repertoire already, but doesn't necessarily work for cars that you're going to go out and buy. So I can't actually find it. Where was it? M2 Forza Edition. There you go. M2 Forza Edition. And if we come down, oh, there you go. So that's a prime example. There are actually no auctions available for this car. So again, it's a really good way of finding cars or finding points that you can unlock using cars you've already got. So let's just try it again whilst we're on stream. So if we go to filter, if we come down again to Forza editions, come out of that, let's go along to the Viper. Let's get in the Viper. And then go upgrades, come down to car mastery. And then if we look at this one, what have we got on this one? On this one, we have an instant wheel spin up here in the usual spot. And then we have a 250,000 credit over here as well. So that's going to cost you 40. So, I mean, if it's in your diary, if it's in your collection, you might as well do it. So we've got 1 point there, 1 point there, 3 points there, 5 points there, 10 points there, 10 points there, which gives us our wheel spin, and then come across here. This will give us another 10 points, but that will take our amount from 2.9 to 3.1 million credits. So look, I hope you found that useful. It was just a brief video, or briefish, a brief video on how I've been using Forza Horizon, predominantly the farming the skills and then buying the Mad Mike and the Dodge to basically get my XP up, and to get all of the cars within the wheel spins. As I say, I am planning on doing a wheel spin video. I've been trying to do it over the last few weeks, but unfortunately it's not worked out time wise. So I'm now sort of, I think now I'm sort of going to work my way to my now to 750. So what have I got there? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 650. So I might grind away for another 100 wheel spins and then try and unlock the rest of my cars by basically getting the rest of the car collection. So what have I got at the moment? I've got 2,680 points, and I need 4,335. So there are a few cars like the 695 and the 33, which you can only really get in wheel spins. You can buy them, but they sometimes are quite expensive. So that's the video. I hope you find this useful. If you've got any hints or tips yourself, leave them in the comments below. I hope you're enjoying Forza, and let me know how you're getting on and how you find this video. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.